winner in the Extreme Yard Makeover.
Yay!
Okay. Hello, I'm News 4's Mark Peterson, and this is the home of Lisa Mahan, the Hossey Landscape Extreme Yard Makeover winner. Over the next half hour, you'll see the transformation of this yard by the experts at Hossey Landscape and dozens of subcontractors who will spend less than 48 hours turning this yard into a thing of beauty. We might even throw in a few surprises along the way. And joining me now, the man himself, Clyde Hossey with Hossey Landscape Incorporated, a landscape architect. We've got a huge task here. This is going to be a big job.
Well, it is going to be a large job, but how we actually chose this job is a little bit unique. And
that was a big job, too. What do we have, over 200 entries?
Over 200 entries, and we had the committee of 5 or 6 or 8 or something like that, and we had to review all of those.
Lisa Mahan, wonderful gal, single mom. She needs this yard to pop because this is a boring, ugly yard.
Well, it has a lot of challenges, Mark, and also she wants some shade for her dog.
Okay.
And we also needed some privacy in the backyard. And when you have a flat yard like this, and the home doesn't have a lot of personality, but we're going to try to add color and some personality to it.
Okay, what about the planning? What went into this?
Well, the planning itself, you know, we have spent some time, again, taking her list of items and added it to it. But then we just said, you know, but we need something over here. Then, you know, it just kind of just grew and grew. And Mark, I don't want to give it all away.
Oh, it's going to be a huge task, about 2 weeks worth of work in less than 36 hours.
Well, yes, but the main thing is, Mark, we need to get this thing going.
So I suppose we should start right about now, shouldn't we?
I think about right now.
All right, let's get it going. Bobcat's warmed up, and in 10 minutes, we're going to start tearing all this up.
We cinch up his strap next on that play area, and then he's ready to go.
Boy, I'll tell you, I love this rain because that's going to settle the dust. But then our next issue is going to be how much mud are we going to actually have to work with. But from this point forward, the equipment's just going to take hold, and you know, it won't make much difference right now. So I'm just waiting for this given moment. This has been it. We've been working hard at it. It's about time. I'm ready.
Now, News 4 Good Morning Northwest.
We're heading back out to Mark. He's at the site of our Extreme Yard Makeover. And Mark, we've been waiting, we've been talking about it, we've been seeing the yard beforehand, and now we're ready to do some work.
Are you tired of waiting? I'm tired of waiting. Clyde's tired of waiting. How much equipment do we have out here?
It has to be over $1 million worth of equipment out here. It is just unbelievable.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go! The Extreme Yard Makeover is underway. There goes her front yard. You're the machine! Rip it out! We got 6 inches of concrete. This is why they use concrete, because it lasts forever. Now, Clyde, the question is, we're removing a lot of material. What happens to it?
Well, we have part of it is going to be hauled away with the large dump trucks, but we're going to have large dumpsters here, and they're going to take the wood, any of the sod and stuff. We're going to actually haul it away, because that's, you know, crooked fill.
Clyde, one of the questions I had, we're seeing all of this stuff removed.
Right.
But we're in the valley, and we have a lot of problem with rocks.
This is really a tough area. A lot of large boulders, and if you don't put a real good bed down,
It's going to be a mess.
in this bigger case here, we're going to strip things out. We're going to kind of clean her up about 2-3 inches, and in some areas we have a real bad drainage problem here.
Okay.
So we're going to be lifting and changing grades.
Clyde Hossey has marked this shed with a big X, and you know that can only mean one thing. Guy, the shed has to go. Get rid of the shed. Here we go. Rock Placing Company from Trent. There it goes.
Oh, look at that, Mark. Look at that.
The best toy a guy can get for Christmas. Oh, thank you. Look at that. The shed is gone. All right, the Extreme Yard Makeover continues here in the valley, and it is going to be a wonderful couple of days. Yes! Yes!
Let it go!
Oh, beautiful!
Love it.
So we've removed the shed. That was one of the impediments. Now that we get this cleared, what's left to take out?
Well, we're going to actually begin to set the grade, clean along the fence line, take the rest of the sod out, then we're going to start setting the boulders. I mean, this is just a continuous process. With this large equipment, we have to really work in a real tight sequence because there's not enough room. Look at how that's going to take off this real, you know, bad sod. There's nothing left to it.
I've never seen a grader brought into a backyard before.
That is a real nice sod cutter. I mean, that just heals it. Look at that. That's clean.
That's
finished
beautiful.
job.
Let's talk about the versatility of the Bobcat.
Yes.
We've used it around here. It's been an extreme use of the Bobcat, you could
has
say.
indeed, yes.
We've had 5 of these things spinning around. We've had them grappling, lifting, hauling. And that
digging.
seems to be exactly what they're built for.
Yes, they are. And the interesting thing about Bobcat skid steer loaders is the versatility as far as the attachments are concerned. About 150 different things you can put on the front end of a Bobcat that will allow you to do 150 different things with a piece of equipment.
That's right. Just with a couple of handles and a clip, you can get that off, the bucket off, and you can put another attachment on.
Very quickly.
Okay, wonderful. Now, let's talk about some of the things that the homeowner could use it for. You rent to homeowners, but they do have to have some prior knowledge, right?
It's helpful. Operating any piece of equipment requires some expertise, and there's a little bit of caution that needs to be used in that. But yes, a lot of homeowners will rent a piece of equipment from us for the various projects. Anything from digging post holes for putting in a fence to doing minor excavation work in their yards, laying sod, clearing things, leveling out ground, putting in decks or stairs and driveways.
Hey, no matter what piece of equipment you get, I guarantee they're fun to drive.
Yes.
Take my word for that. Clyde, what do you have to watch out for here?
Well, right now we're trying to not find the water main with the machine, so we're going to dig it out by hand so we have a complete shot to tap into it at this time. So we need to find the water main coming into the house. George, it's right straight through here. There you go, right down there. In a case like this, there has never been a irrigation system put in here, so normally in the newer homes they have the water tap coming out of the house that you can actually tap on, but in this particular case we got to go right beyond the meter, on the right side of the meter, beyond it towards on the house side. So it's a little bit more difficult, but I think overall we'll be just fine. We'll get the water tap, we'll turn off the water, splice the pipe, and away we go.
Scott's gonna have to do it. We can't cut through that much. But get that concrete saw in, and then we'll go all the way through.
Just saw the dumpster leave that had all the wood from the shed, all the trash from the site, plus how many dump trucks have gone out of here?
Well, there's been at least 8 to 10, and so we're over 120 yards of material that's been hauled out of here. You know, when you're going to do the job, you better get the right equipment, the right dump trucks, whatever.
All right, so again, that's why we've said this project would take 2 months if you're a private guy renting this out. It'd take 2 weeks if you're a contractor, and we're doing it in 2 days.
Sore back.
All right, still to come, the irrigation. After the irrigation, topsoil, and then sod.
Slightly ramp up the asphalt to that stoop since we had to take that step up.
Well, I can see they're going to wipe this out pretty darn quick here.
Okay, we've got to change.
Yep.
All right, so we have a rock wall planned all the way across this, and
Right.
you're going to eliminate this much of the rock wall.
I'm going to eliminate the rock wall in front of the shed and the garden and the fort because the grade that we have here is much better than I thought it was going to be by the time we got this stripped
All right,
off.
now, but what's going to separate the gravel and the lawn? That's
gonna have-
my concern.
Okay, we're going to have concrete curbing around that, Mark, so that's a beautiful separation.
Okay, we've got the concrete curbing up here.
And it's going to flow around so that when she mows the lawn, she doesn't have to weed whack it. She can just bring the lawnmower around the edge.
Okay, so is that going to trade out with the rock we're not using?
Yes, it will do that. It's going to help, okay?
It's going to help?
Yeah, everything
All
helps.
right.
What we need is a finished elevation on those pavers to see where we're going to
Well,
land
they
up
just
against
use
this
our
wall.
asphalt as a finished elevation. Right here.
All right, the timeline, we're behind a little bit right now. They're still trying to get the asphalt. We've thrown them a bit of a curve with the curve we're putting in the sidewalk. So they're getting that set, tamped down, getting ready for the asphalt to come in. They're also working on the other side to get the asphalt in there. The real action is trying to get the irrigation in on time. They're desperately working with that, but they're running into a lot of rocks because, as Clyde said earlier, we're in the valley.
Right now we're installing lateral lines, teeing them all in, clamping the lines together for the heads to go out to the heads then. A lot of rocks in the way, so we'll have to dig those out and get those out of the way. So these guys should be getting ready to fire these heads up here in the next few minutes to get it working and see if they're all going to work and get the right coverage we need.
We're not going to bring a bobcat, I don't think, over.
Well, as I say, if you're going to put a rock in there, just load up your boulder now and just drive up the driveway.
Throw them in there, right?
And then throw them in there so that you're not driving on the asphalt.
Now, Bob, you've got your subgrade down, right?
Yes.
You've got your gravel, you've got the water down, you've rolled over it, so it's tamped down. What happens next?
Now we'll apply a soil sterilant just before we lay the paving down.
Now that's going to make sure no weeds or anything grows underneath this at any time?
That's correct.
Okay.
If we don't, the weeds will actually push up through the asphalt.
I find that amazing, but even a dandelion
Even a
can do that,
dandelion
right?
will break right through.
All right, after the soil sterilant, where do we go from there?
Then we'll pull what we call a header. They'll lay their mix towards the back end of the driveway, and they'll rake in the corners. They'll set the screed down, get it to the right loose elevation so that we have a depth to work with, so when we're completely compacted, we have 2-inch lift.
Jim, we've seen, again, an excessive and, we should say, extreme use of all of your stuff in this project today, but you have a lot of people coming to you just normally using a lot more rock products, and we're seeing these trucks drive around a lot more. What are they asking for?
Oh, geez, it's just really changed in the last few years. We're seeing more and more things of people putting pools indoors. We did a project up on the South Hill where a customer put in a pistol range in their basement, all concrete. And so that's the fun part of my job. Not only do I bid the commercial work, but I can go out and see some of these new projects that we're doing. And over here in this house that we're doing here, asphalt parking lot. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to come in and they're going to stamp the asphalt so it looks like a cobblestone.
Now that's the thing, the stamping is truly a very cool use of asphalt because you can make it look any color and it'll last for a long time.
Oh yeah, and that's what we're seeing. Not only is asphalt becoming a good product or a product to use for residential more and more than we've ever used before, but also on the concrete. We're seeing stamped concrete, colored concrete, and even just a broom finished concrete. It's a very durable product. Here we're also putting gravel in the backyard for the dog run.
So when it comes to concrete, the blacktop, and then of course the gravel, well, Jim and his crew are getting the job done as we do it the extreme way. Your climbers are in.
The climbing boulders are in.
They're not moving, but this needs to move this way and over here, right?
Right, and we also, because of that, we have a water faucet there. That's for the garden area too.
Oh, very nice. That was an afterthought. That was a little add-on, a little addition.
Right.
Right, the sandy loam from Whitcoff is going in.
Perfect. And this will help us blend this and also get rid of a few of the large boulders in here.
Okay, now the sandy loam is what you prefer when it comes to laying sod over that. It's gonna take it. It's gonna let the roots go in.
Yep.
Good
It'll
drainage.
actually let the water go on through, and it's a real good filler, and you can really, do real nice and even with it.
So extreme yard makeover.
Yeah.
Yard, dirt.
I know.
Trees.
I know.
Bushes.
I know.
Rock.
I know. Well, Mark, I couldn't leave the yellow house be. I needed to change the
So
color.
who did you call?
Well, we called Columbia Paint, and they brought out painters. I mean, it is unbelievable what they're getting done here. Can you believe it? That
Dale
is
Coons
great.
house painting is showing up. So this is one of the surprises that you told me was coming.
Yes, this is one of the major surprises, and it's going to set the yard off.
So this is going to go with some of the landscaping material you bought, some of the plant material coming in?
Yeah, this is just the beginning. It's not frosting, you might say.
A frosting on the cake!
Look at
First of all, we love Guy.
You love Guy, huh?
Everybody loves Guy.
Yep, that's true. Everyone does love Guy.
He's a heck of an operator. He's swinging that thing around in a 360 degree, putting his rocks here. This is the climber that Clyde came up with.
Okay.
Is this an example of what you guys can do for the homeowner?
We do a lot of different stuff for the homeowner. First, our specialty is large boulder retaining walls, and then we do a lot of outcroppings, natural staircases for steep grades and so forth. And then also we do fire pits, We have done some climbing rocks for people who have younger kids, but once again, our big thing is boulder retaining walls.
Right.
Is the biggest percentage. There's a lot of jobs that we can get into due to our equipment. We can do a traco, stuff like that. Or if you're just looking to do a weekend project such as a bubbler or paver walkway or something like that, you can basically do that anytime as long as the weight of the material allows us to do it.
It's a big truck.
It's a real big truck.
It's a real big truck.
46,000 pounds empty.
So Guy's a great guy. We love RPC. Everything went well.
So Guy's the man.
Guy's the man. Guy's the
man.
guy.
There he is.
We love Guy.
A couple of those lilies. We need a couple of those. We need another bird nest spruce. Let's go right around here with the bird nest. I think that's perfect for color. It forms it in, it makes a nice background for this as you walk up, and it looks good.
One of the additions to the house here with Lisa is the concrete border. This is extremely popular, and there are a lot of reasons why. What are some of the reasons?
It's permanent.
Okay.
It's not going to move around. It's cost effective when you compare it to the vinyl. There's a slant, square, and you can do it in an aggregate stamp.
Okay, so there's just a myriad of different combinations you can use. How is this cost-wise? I mean, you come in here, you can do intricate patterns, which we're seeing here. You can go around corners.
Basically, it's about $335 a foot is generally what it runs. And it finishes off the landscape. It really does. Yep.
All right, Lee, thank you very much. We're going to let you get back to work.
Right on.
Okay, right now we're laying pavers, and the first process we have is putting 4 inches of gravel down. We need to have a plate compactor, do this, and then we screed off 1 inch of sand. You notice the pavers are about a 1/4 inch above the grade right now to make sure that when we compact it again, it inlays into the sand itself. After the pavers get all in, we are spread even sand over the top of it, room it over, and then compact it again and set the pavers into sand itself.
Well, what we're trying to do here is to set the water feature in. We got a large rock, and we first have to dig a pond down. We had the power run over this morning, so we can be actually plugging it in. We'll have a bubbler coming up out of this area. So right now, just digging the deep hole, get ready for the liner, set the rock in. So one of our last things yet tonight, I want to get done because in the morning, sod is arriving, and I will not have enough time to get it all done. So last item for all the equipment, we'll walk it all on out. So this is the end of it.
This is the shed. It's going out back. A replacement of the old one that got torn down yesterday morning. Should be up in about an hour to an hour and a half, hopefully.
Tell us about asphalt stamping.
Well, what we do is we come to existing asphalt drive like this, and this is an infrared heater. So this allows us to get the asphalt soft enough to allow us to imprint that steel template into the asphalt.
Okay, and with that, when does the dye come in? It's not a paint, it's a dye perhaps, isn't it?
It's a coating. It's an epoxy silica sand coating that is sprayed over the top after all the imprinting is done.
Thank you very much, and best of luck. We're going to see how it works.
Okay, got her.
Raised turf just showed up. There's 5,000 square feet of sod, and we're still early in the morning. This is a good sign.
This is a good sign. We actually made up for it last night a little bit.
Okay. Now, with the 5,000 square feet of sod that's coming in, it's palletized. They're bringing it on the spider.
Right.
Now, how long will that take the crew to lay it in?
Well, we have at least 10 people here to lay it down. It'll go down pretty darn quick, but we got to first get the beds prepped. Got to get the irrigation finished off in there. We've got to get the building up. We've got to get a few other things done yet, Mark.
All right.
And we got to get the patio cut out yet, and we got the rock sets. So
we're getting close.
We're getting close.
We should be done by Sunday.
Building at warp speed.
I'll hold this in. You go off the ladder.
Okay, start laying. Go. Start laying.
Time to update you now on our Extreme Yard Makeover. Mark, when last we left you, they were laying down that beautiful green sod.
Yeah, Raised Turf brought it in, and they're still, look at that, about an eighth of the yard is already done. Things are happening quite quickly.
I need to have this space here, something like that.
So you want the water over there?
Okay, that'll be it, right there. That water should come up here and bubble on out.
I'm amazed. I'm just shocked that we can get this many people together and this many companies and put a project like this together for a very deserving young lady, and I'm real happy to see this thing go together this way.
So what needs to be done is the bark has to go in, fence has to get done, tune up the irrigation system, finish the water feature, and then clean up and detail everything out, and then be done before she gets here.
We know what's done, what's not done.
Well, we don't have the fence done yet.
Okay.
We need to nozzle the sprinkler heads and
Okay.
through the areas, and your fort needs to get done, Mark. Come
I
on,
know.
let's get with it.
In between phone calls and everything else and lunch.
Well, I may have to supervise you.
All right, so we've got roofing underway right now. That's going to take another hour or two. We have less than 3 hours left. We still have flowers to plant.
Bark has to be brought in. We have to level out the beds yet, and the
Okay.
flowers, like you say.
And that's all the beds front and back.
all the way around.
All right, so it's going to be close. There's no doubt about it, but I think we're going to do it.
I think we're going to make it, really.
All right, it's a proven fact that Whitcoff has every landscaping need when it comes to soils, materials, and stuff. What have you put into this project?
In this project, we've brought all the sand for basically all the flower areas, and we've also brought in the pavers for the paver patio, and the bark for the bark blowing for all the flower areas also.
Is there different size bark they can get?
There's fines. This is actually a dark fines bark. We also sell a red fines and a medium bark that can be blown.
All right, what's, again, some of the most unusual things you do that you're really starting to see happen in the market?
I think pavers and retaining walls are really starting to pick up big. Everybody seems to want a paver patio instead of a deck. And it is really nice. There's no maintenance to it, basically. The bark blowing thing, everybody's, wanting it blown instead of, have to wheelbarrow it all in. So it's huge.
Thank you very much, Tom.
Bet.
You've been a great help.
You bet, Mark.
When I came here the first day, we signed on that we're going to do this ugliest yard thing. When we came out here the first day and looked at this, I thought, okay, we'll put a little grass down, a couple shrubs, and we're out of here. And then when they painted the house and put the rain gutters on and the rocks and the flowers and the stamping of the asphalt, concrete edging, it just...
The lighting along the sidewalk.
The lighting, oh yeah, the lighting, I forgot that.
There's a lot of little touches, the water feature, there's a lot of really cool little things that have come together. It's a very impressive job site.
They look okay, just cedar?
Well, I want them white.
You want them white. He wants them white.
I want them white.
Chris, with River City Mortgage, you see people trying to improve their home. Certainly the extreme home makeover was sort of a natural for you. This is what you want people to do?
Absolutely. We're so proud of what's been done and what this does for the city of Spokane. We just have a better community because
interest rates are low. This would be a good time to maybe refinance if it works for them. And
absolutely. We have all kinds of products. If they have a great rate on the first, we have second mortgages that are very reasonably priced. And the money spent on their house to improve it will come back to them, generally speaking, many times over in the future.
Especially in the kitchen, we hear about that, the bathroom, and of course you can see what we've done to the outside of this home.
If you ever want to sell your house, nothing beats the curb appeal of a nice looking outside.
Well, we have that. I think we have an extreme outside.
I
Chris,
think this is.
Thank you so much for your participation in our program. We're done. When did we finish, Chris, officially?
About 5 to 5? 5 to 6, I mean?
5 to 6.
This is News 4 at 6.
One lucky Spokane Valley woman, the waiting almost over.
Lisa Mahan is the winner of our Extreme Yard Makeover, and she is just pulling up to her home right now.
Lisa, would you come out, please? Yeah. Michael, come on out. Okay, the Extreme Yard Makeover. The reveal is coming up. Go ahead.
Start your engines! Open it up! Move them out!
Are you ready? Yeah. Are you sure? Turn around.
Turn around.
Wow. You like it?
Oh, you're marvelous. Oh.
Come on.
Come on, let's go.
Come on, Michael. All right, look at this. It's a mailbox.
Yes.
A brand new mailbox. 1,500 petunias. Red's your favorite color. Look at this. Look what you're standing on.
It's not gravel. It's asphalt.
You wanted gravel. Feel it.
Yes, look at that.
Look at your house and the color it is.
And look at the night lighting.
Oh, God. It's not an inky color anymore.
It's not an inky color anymore? No, it's not. All right, guess what? This is the front of the house.
Look at the flowers, the color, concrete curbing. No more trimming the grass by hand. You can mow right up on top of it. And look, and there's even a sprinkler system. You don't have to set the sprinklers anymore. The hoses are gone. You've got a beautiful setting. And look at the rain gutters even.
Gutters.
Mark, she just loves it. It's great. It's great.
Front yard is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Come on. Michael asked, is this my house? And I said, it is your house. You live here. Now wait till you see what happens when we go to the backyard. Oh, there's a new gate. A new patio. Home Depot gave you a barbecue so you can enjoy your patio. Look at this.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. What do you think about
Look at your fort.
You see that fort? I made that. All by myself. I can't do Scout's honor. I had a lot of help.
with the friends.
Got a new shed that won't fall down
how
to
about
your...
that one?
Big enough for your lawnmower. Come on in. Good?
You did great.
Thanks to all of these people out there. I mean, the workers.
Let's hear it. Okay, so we got the Hoop Fest basketball. All right, to Clyde and Chris Hossey, thank you so much for ramrodding, for planning and changing.
Thank you.
Lisa Mayhem, thank you for entering, and thank you for being chosen. Michael, I hope you enjoyed this extreme yard makeover as much as we did. It is your house. You live here. Thank you to everybody who helped, every subcontractor, every volunteer, neighbor, and friends, and thank you. We wish you the best. Godspeed. This has been an extreme yard makeover. All right, we have a huge project to I'm going to try that one more time.
Your coffee, sir.
Thank you. Well, now that I have coffee, the project can start. Something to make this yard sort of perk up. What are some of the tell us about it. You're so cute.
You know, I like you now.
Yeah, I didn't like you before the show.
That's the first mistake of the day.
And you did it. That's right.
And I did it.
See, look at that.
On my stuff.
We can. I was trying to get out of the way.
X marks the spot.
X marks the spot. Go for it. Go.
Here, Clyde. That way. Here, you want me to step back so you can read it? You don't have your cheaters on. 5 to 7.
Been here since 5:30 this morning.
5:30.
No errors, so you get behind the curtain.
I get it.
I'm going to get on home and get some rest.